Have you ever imagined a place where death ruled streets, where the smell of rotten flesh lingered heavier than perfume, and the cries of children were drowned out by the cold, rhythmic sound of machetes cutting through human flesh? What if your best friend, your neighbor, the one you laughed with yesterday, suddenly became your executioner today? This is not fiction. This was Rwanda, 1994. 100 days when hell itself opened its gates and walked among men. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe, like and share this video, because the story you're about to hear is one of the darkest, most chilling chapters in human history. A story the world tried to forget, but the graves still whisper it. It all began on the night of April 6, 1994. At exactly 8:20 p.m., a jet carrying the president of Rwanda, Juvenal Habyarimana, and the president of Burundi, Cyprien Ntaryamira, was struck by surface-to-air missiles as it approached Kigali International Airport. In seconds, the plane exploded into a fireball, crashing into the garden of the presidential palace. No one survived. That single explosion didn't just destroy a plane, it destroyed a nation. Within minutes, the air crackled with chaos. The Hutu extremists, long simmering with hatred, took this as a signal. They had been waiting for this, planning this, and that night they unleashed the beast. Across Kigali, roadblocks sprang up like wildfire. The Inter-Ahangwe militia, young men armed, not with rifles, but with machetes, spears and cool clubs, began their deadly mission. The orders were clear and chilling. Kill every Tutsi, leave no one alive. They didn't hesitate. That same night, the Prime Minister, Agathe Uwilingiyimana, a moderate Hutu who had dared to speak for peace, was hunted down and brutally murdered. 10 brave Belgian UN peacekeepers who tried to protect her were captured, stripped, and butchered to death at Camp Kigali. By dawn, Kigali was unrecognizable, a city of corpses and screams. Families fled wherever they could, schools, government buildings, and above all, churches. For centuries, churches were sacred ground, a place where no one dared spill blood. But not in 1994. In Rwanda, even God's house became a slaughterhouse. In Nyamata, south of Kigali, more than 10,000 Tutsi men, women and children sought refuge inside the Nyamata Catholic Church on April 10. They prayed, they cried, they begged. But the killers came. They threw grenades through the stained glass windows, then stormed inside with machetes and clubs. The pews turned red. Mothers clutched their babies as steel blades tore through flesh. Children screamed until they couldn't anymore. By nightfall, the entire church was silent, a tomb of blood and broken faith. The same nightmare unfolded at Nyarubuye Church between April 15 and 16. Thousands were trapped. The killers joked, sang, and danced as they hacked people to pieces. One survivor, Immaculée Mukantaganira, hid beneath piles of corpses for days, pretending to be dead as rats crawled over her and gnawed at the flesh of the dead beside her. Her story was just one out of thousands. Every survivor became a living grave of memories too heavy to carry. In Kibuye Stadium, almost 20,000 people gathered, believing the government would protect them. But the soldiers dawned on them. Grenades, rifles, machetes. It was a storm of death. Bodies piled up like sandbags. The nearby Kagara River overflowed not with rain, but with corpses. Ugandan fishermen on the other side of Lake Victoria said they stopped casting their nets because every time they pulled, it brought up the dead, swollen, faceless, nameless. The genocide was no random chaos. It was organized extermination. The weapon was not just the machete, it was also the radio. The infamous RTLM, Radio Télévision Libre, the Mille Collines, became the voice of death. Its announcers called to seize ESZ, cockroaches, and broadcasted names and addresses of families marked for death. They even played music between murder instructions. Imagine hearing your own name announced on the radio and knowing death was already walking to your door. Neighbors turned on neighbors, teachers slaughtered their students, husbands killed their wives, whole villages betrayed themselves. Humanity itself seemed to vanish. And while Rwanda drowned in its own blood, the world looked away. The United Nations had troops on the ground. The UNAMI, led by the Canadian General Romeo Dallaire, but they were forbidden to act. Dallaire sent desperate messages, begging for help, warning that a genocide was unfolding before his eyes. But the world's response was silence. Belgium withdrew its troops. France hesitated. America avoided the word genocide because to say it would mean they had to intervene. As 500 people were murdered every hour, the world debated definitions. There came Murambi Technical School, the Kongoro, one of the most horrifying chapters of all. French soldiers had told people to gather there, promising protection. Over 50,000 Tutsis came. Then the soldiers left. That night, the killers came. They used guns, clubs, machetes, even picks. By morning, the sun was silent, except for the buzzing of lives. Bodies filled every classroom, every hallway. Today, Murambi stands as a genocide memorial. The skeletons of the victims are still displayed, frozen in their final screams. A silent remember of what hate can do. By July 1994, 100 days of madness had claimed over 800,000 lives. Rwanda became a graveyard. Entire families, entire generations wiped out. The killers were not monsters from another world. They were ordinary people, farmers, shopkeepers, school teachers. Proof that when hate takes over, humanity disappears. But amid the ashes, one force rose to end the horror. The Rwandan Patriotic Front, RPF, led by Paul Kagame. They fought their way across the country, village by village, liberating survivors, chasing the killers. On July 4th, 1994, the RPF captured Kigali. The genocide was over, but the wounds would never truly heal. Today, Rwanda stands tall again. Clean streets, modern cities, peaceful faces, but beneath their beauty lies pain that never fades. In Nyamata, Murambi, Ntarama, and Kigali, the bones of the dead rest in memorials. Visitors walk through halls lined with skulls, blood-stained clothes, and haunting silence. It was as if the crowd itself remembers. Every survivor carries ghosts. Every street has a story. Every silence a scream. So I ask you, If neighbors could butcher neighbors, if priests could bless matches, if the world could watch a million die and do nothing, then what does that say about us? Are we really civilized, or just pretending to be? Maybe, deep down, the beast within us is only sleeping, waiting for another spark to wake it up. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, because stories like this must never be forgotten. If we forget, history will bleed again. Once again, thank you for watching. We love you and would like to have you back listening to our stories and watching our videos. Bye for now.